Pulling up to 13th borehole now. Oh, here they are, here they are, here they are, here they are. Oh, she's roaring, she's roaring.
Think I try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking. Going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I feel it all right. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now.
Wow, it's just one of those days. I'm only 25 minutes into my drive and I've already seen leopard and lion. I was out first at the gate and very, very close to the camp. I found a beautiful female leopard lying in the road, and then she moved sort of in amongst some tree thorn bushes and it was quite hard to actually see her clearly. I tell you what, I was so thankful to have that 600mm prime lens with me, because it was so dark. I think I would have struggled to get clear shots with 100 to 500. So yeah, if you guys ever come to the Kgalagadi and you don't have a 600, consider doing what I did and rent one from Outdoor Photo. I'll leave a link to their rental department in the description below. And then yeah, from there I went past Sitsas, where I found a young male lion, but he was walking away from me, so I decided to carry on. I want to get to 13th and 14th boreholes to see if I can find the bigger pride of lions with the two males and the little cubs. And I tell you what, if there's ever a day to see the Grand Slam, leopard, lion and cheetah in one drive, today's the day. Right, so I just went past 14th borehole and there's no sign of the lions here. I did see tracks for a male going back the other way, which is not a good sign. But the rest of the pride was seen closer to 13th yesterday afternoon, so I didn't really expect to find them right here. Fingers crossed we're going to find them soon. Pulling up to 13th borehole now. Oh, here they are, here they are, here they are, here they are. Oh, she's roaring, she's roaring. Wow, wow. Man, it's so special to have these lions walk right past you. They're so relaxed. Just driving right behind the two of them now. And this is the mother with the cubs. I can see her suckle marks and she's walking towards the bush here now. I tell you, it's my dream that she calls those cubs out. Kgalagadi magic. The lioness stood there for a while as I waited for her to call, but then she moved on again before lying down. When it became clear that the cubbies weren't close by, I decided to head back to Mata Mata. The first thing I do whenever I get back to my campsite is to open my big country ostrich wing awning. And if you haven't seen it before, it's the easiest thing in the world to erect. It literally only takes me 30 seconds. After that, I plugged in my laptop to the Bluetti EB70 so that I could download all the footage from the morning's epic game drive. I tried to identify the leopard I had seen near camp, and I started editing some of the photos, including the ones I took of the lions, so that I could post them on Instagram stories. Looking at these photos, it just blows my mind again how different the Kgalagadi looked this time around compared to when I was last there in January 2021. That year it was extremely lush, with the riverbeds looking like fairways and a variety of colourful flowers covering the Kalahari. Butterflies congregated at natural pools of water that had formed in the roads, and the meerkats could hardly see over the grass. It truly was a spectacular sight to behold and a privilege to see the Kalahari so green. In fact, I posted a short documentary called Green Kalahari here on the channel, so go check it out when you get a chance. This year it was the complete opposite. Grass made way for dust, butterflies were replaced by sandstorms, and the riverbeds were empty and the Kalahari quiet. But as you've seen in the series thus far, if you're patient and persistent, even a hot, dry summer can produce some unforgettable sightings. Armed with coffee and my cameras, I decided to stake out Craig Lockhart waterhole again. I've heard that people have seen caracal here before, and although I've only seen a handful of these shy cats before, it's the one creature that I've never been able to photograph in the wild. As I neared Mata Mata, I saw a large herd of wildebeest walking towards camp. About half an hour later, I went down to the hide and watched as they slowly came closer, kicking up dust in the Alb riverbed as they approached. After that amazing wildebeest sighting, I put on my shoelies and walked over to the Namibian border post on the other side of camp. So I've just crossed over to the Namibian side, and that's what's quite cool here at Mata Mata. You can cross over without a passport and walk to the small little farm stall close by. Just want to go and see whether they've got some rusks. The Sitzes farm stall is open from 8 to 1 and then again from 2:30 to 4:30. And inside you can pick up a fresh cup of coffee and a selection of meats, along with snacks, drinks and a selection of other goodies like rusks, jams and even gifts. Man, I'm so glad I came to the farm stall because I got my rusks. But guys, while I'm walking, let me quickly tell you about the sponsor of this video series, Jim Green Footwear. Now they make a variety of boots and fellies, but they also make what's called a shoelie, which is something between a shoe and a felly. And that's what I'm wearing as we speak. Now what I love so much about these shoelies is that they have a thick, oily nubuck leather and also double stitching, so they really are nice and rugged. But they're also incredibly comfortable and smart enough to wear out to dinner. So I typically wear my fudge colored pair out in the field, and then I wear my brown pair with a pair of jeans when my wife and I go out. So if you want to get your hands on a pair of shoelies, go and use the link that I've added at the top of the video description. Let's get back to camp before it gets too hot. Woo! It's going to be another scorcher. In this heat, I'd used up 40 liters of drinking water in just over a week, so it was time to fill up the tank again. Because I knew Mata Mata had diesel, I never filled up my jerry cans at Twee Rivieren. But then the filling station's card machine suddenly stopped working, and I was low on cash as well. Luckily, I could make an electronic transfer to a friendly neighbor who had some to spare, and I was able to fill up Tom Cruiser as well as the jerry cans just in case Nossob ran into the same issue. The lesson: always carry enough spare cash, and if you have them, keep those jerry cans full. It was time to say goodbye to Mata Mata, and I realized what I'd missed most about this wonderful camp were the meerkats. Every time I leave Mata Mata, I think to myself, this is my favorite camp in the park. Not only because it's so beautiful here and because it's so game rich, but also because of all those critters in the camp. Man, I'm gonna miss those meerkats and those ground squirrels and the crimson-breasted shrikes so much. But I'm heading to Nossob. Man, I'm so excited about it. I've got 5 nights there, and hopefully I have left the best for last. But it's a long way to go. It's 166 kilometers today. A lot can happen in that time. Let's go see what we can find. So I'm at the turnoff from the Alb River across the Upper Dune Road towards Nossob, close to Kamkwa picnic site. But man, it's nice and overcast, and even though it's already 8 o'clock, it's still nice and cool. So what I've decided to do is to carry on a little bit further south in the Alb and do this stretch past Rooibrak, Montrose, maybe all the way to Batulama, and maybe see whether I can pick up a leopard, and then I'll come back this way and cross the Upper Dune Road. Wish me luck! Man, there are so many calcrete ridges and camelthorn trees in this area. It's the perfect leopard habitat. But you've got to drive so slowly so that you can scan each and every one of them carefully. Just before 8:30, I spotted something. It's not a leopard, it's a cheetah. Nice, she's coming down the riverbed. Let's go have a closer look. It's a female and she's very, very alert. I bet you she's looking for springbok. She's got a little bit of a limp, and I recall someone saying last week that Hanri that I saw in those first few days had a limp, so maybe it's her. I'll have to check the ID a little bit later. It was indeed Hanri, and she was more than 60 kilometers north of where I last saw her at Samefloing at the start of the trip. In the next episode, my teeth rattle loose, I show you my camp setup, and I get to see one of the most elusive cats on the African continent.